Alright, hey guys, me, Expert of Losing here. And I'm going to be talking about the Division, how you should prepare yourself, and what you should do in gameplay, and drastic scenarios in the game. First off, don't be a lone wolf, When you're a lone wolf, you can't have as many offensive and defensive skills to help you fight. Playing as a team means you get more of a spread of options, not to mention you got more people to shoot up stuff. And you also got to define your team roles if you're playing with a team. You got to have you don't get your own class. There's no like sniper or stuff like that. You got to make sure your group has like a brief discussion before going into a bad scenario or going into the dark zone. You can't have 3 turrets when you can have first aid and a turret. This also applies to weapons, because if everyone is heading out with a sniper rifles, you're gonna have some issues if you get ambushed. Explore your inventory. With this game, the inventory is huge and you can do a lot with it. It's a lot more complex than Destiny, more complex than any standard shooter. Before you dive into in it properly, take a few moments and play around with your inventory. Get familiar with it. Note there are a lot of slots for your armor and modifications for your weapons. And then you can, be a total boss in the game and just wreck everybody. Understand the different ability trees. If the inventory is a bit complicated, then the abilities definitely are. They're split into different types: skills and talents and perks. And then that's just for now. That's all I know for now. Skills are abilities you use in combat, like sticky bombs, first aid, and a scanner. They all have cooldown before you can use them again. You can equip 2 skills at once and unlock them as you level up, although some are tied to mission progress. Talents are abilities that trigger in specific situations due to stuff like buff your damage and so forth, while perks are passive abilities that can do stuff like increase your inventory or flag up contaminated areas on your map. Everyone loves the Dark Zone, I think. I personally love it, so everyone should be going in the Dark Zone. It's a PvP-enabled area of the game, referred as DZ. If you hear me refer to it as Daisy, excuse me, that's my mistake. But it's where you'll find the juiciest guns and equipment. The issue is that enemies are much higher level than you probably, and anything you pick up there has to be extracted by via helicopter, and is then unavailable for you for a bit until it's been decontaminated. You probably want to be at least a level 8 before you head on in there, because you'll also encounter other players, which can be pretty crazy. That brings me to my next point. Trust no one but your team. According to Ubisoft's numbers from the closed beta, most of the players who went in DZ. 87% of them turned rogue, including me. I love playing rogue. Now, we're not saying that you should become one of those 87%, not unless you want to, which I do. Although, obviously, the statistics are saying that you will. We're saying that, at the very least, you should never make the first move. You gotta bait them. Don't put stuff, throw stuff instead. Don't run to where you want your grenade, turret, or medical aid to be. That's how you get shot, and make sure you use your cover. That's what they're there for. Then you also gotta hit your targets right in between the eyes on the skull. Do as much damage as you can. Gotta go for headshots, especially if they're familiar with any game that has ever featured guns, ever. But seriously, you'll get unusual bonuses for headshots and conserve ammo. More XP, I think. But some enemies soak up bullets, and headshots the most efficient way to deal and move on. Last thing I have to put down, remember to eat a balanced diet. I mean, it's New York, so it is in the shakes, and you're not going to get reservations anywhere, but you'll be able to find a bit of canned food and soda around the place. It's easy to forget you have them, but you can drink stuff to raise your game. Eating an energy bar, for example, will remove all of your bad status effects, while drinking water buffs your damage, for a reason that no doubt made sense to someone in the design process. I still don't get it. But that was my division preparedness video and what you should do in gameplay scenarios, and I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. Check out my other videos.